Hey there guys, how's it going? In today's video we are unboxing an Infinix Hot 10. It's a very popular device and I'm curious to find out why. So in this particular model we have 64 gigs of storage, 4 gigs of RAM, a Helio G70 processor and a 5200 milliamp hour battery. You've got a 6.78-inch display, 720p, and Android 10 out of the box, so already outdated. But anyway, let's get into it. And there you have it guys, the Infinix Hot 10. I have to say I do like what Infinix does with its phone backs, with this crazy chevrons that change depending on the angle that you look at them at. Okay, so put that aside for a bit as we go through the box. Just some paperwork. You get a clear case, they do that, and this screen protector. Actually, that won't protect from, you know, cracking or drops, but it will protect from scratches. You get some more paperwork, a pair of earphones, it does have a headphone jack, and a USB type B charger, as well as a power brick. It's a 2-amp charger, so 10 watts. With that big battery, I do expect it to take some time. Okay, here we go. Let's start with this one. There you go guys. So it is a plastic back, but like I said, I do quite like the chevron they have going on the back. So here you have 4 cameras. We'll get into that in a moment. Let's power it on for now. So there we go, it's all powered on. Infinix do slap on a skin called XOS onto their phones if you're not familiar. Let's just go ahead and set this up. Uganda, next. Skip all that for now. Wi-Fi. Let's look at the layout of this device. So on your right you get your buttons. I have to say the power button is very reasonably placed, right where your thumb would rest. Just above that you get your volume rocker. The placement of the fingerprint reader is also very well thought out. This is not too high or not too low, it's just where your hand would rest. On your right you get your SIM tray. You get on the bottom you get a headphone jack, microphone, micro USB charger, bummer, and a speaker. On the front you get a hole punch camera, 8 megapixels. On the back you get your quad camera array. Okay, so while this gets going, let's talk about the camera situation for a bit. So it's a quad camera setup as they do. So you get one 16 megapixel camera and two 2 megapixel cameras and what they call an AI lens, whatever that means. The word AI gets thrown around a bit, and also they have a quad flash, but it's still not going to, you know, do any miracles for you. Okay, so like I said, the screen is a 6.78-inch display. It is 720p and it is a LCD display. The front-facing camera is an 8 megapixel camera. It will flash on the front, although I think you can see by the earpiece. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but there are a couple of sensors there. Okay, so as this phone is setting up, already there are a couple of gotchas, like for example bloatware. It is already suggesting I install 2 apps that I'd probably never use personally. Let's just go on and check that. And you see, when we get into this phone, there is a lot of bloatware, and there you go, there's some more bloatware. It's X Club. No thank you. Skip anyway. We're going to skip security for now. Now I get a few other warnings telling you not to forcibly remove your battery, instructions for restarting your phone, and that and whatnot. I think that's actually quite helpful for new users. Okay. All right, so getting into the UI of the phone. So this is not stock Android, as I mentioned. This is something they call XOS, and it's basically just a version of what Techno do. Infinix, if you don't know, is a subsidiary of Techno, or a sister company. I don't know the exact relationship, but as you can tell, I don't like the UI the way it looks. The icons, the app icons, it's all a bit bloaty for me. I mean, just let's just go through each letter, for example, and I show you. We might find a piece of bloatware for each letter of the alphabet. Aha Games, bloatware. Bang Game, bloatware. Coming to C, Carl Care. That might be customer service, but still bloatware if you ask me. Danger Dash. G doesn't have. FICO Books. That is bloatware, because I don't know anyone that uses that. And all these pop-ups that keep on plaguing your user experience. A translator app that you probably wouldn't use, a ton of games that you don't really necessarily want to do. And the worst part about this is when you can't uninstall a lot of these apps. Like, for example, look, you can't uninstall Aha Games unless you root your device. The best you can hope for is disabling all these apps that you don't need, but it's still eating up your storage. So if we go into the settings and check the storage, it is a 64 GB phone, but I've just powered it on, I've just set it up. I haven't installed any of my apps, but already 11 GB of my storage is gone. Just bloatware. It's atrocious. That's expandable via micro SD. Actually, this slot is a triple slot. It is micro SD and 2 nano SIM slots. There you go, guys. The Infinix Hot 10. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss the full review of this device. And I will see you in the next one.